WBQP is your information station.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
All right, Pensacola, good morning, good morning, good morning. You got Vernon this morning. Yes, you do. Good morning. All righty. How's everybody doing this morning? It is Tuesday morning, y'all. January the 13th. And it's about 6:38 time frame this morning. Got a little late start here, but I want to say good morning to everybody under the sound of my voice this morning. I just want to say hello and everything. We're going to go ahead and get a great show started today. Today is Tuesday, and on Tuesday, y'all, you know what we got? We got to line up with a little bit of news that you can use. We're going to have a little community news. We're going to have a little national news. We're going to have a little local news. And also, we're going to talk about Black history. We're going to talk about MLK. We're going to have Miss Sequita Payne coming on about 7:30ish. Okay, and talk about jobs at ECUA. And then at 8 o'clock, Jerry McIntosh is going to join me for being the co-host. And right around the same time frame, the mayor's office will be checking in around the 8 o'clock time frame. And so from there, we're going to talk about a lot of things that are happening in and around the world. All right, I guess the first thing we probably need to do, if you can and if you will, we are going to go and pay a few bills here. But as soon as we do that, we'll be right back, okay? And we'll kick off this show. Good morning, everybody. Tell everybody that morning with Vernon. Get your coffee cup. Get your coffee. Get your coffee. While you taking a break, get your coffee. I got mine. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
I still have a dream.
The Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, live on Blab TV, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola.
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
You don't want to miss the citywide celebration, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola, live on Blab TV.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up.
Looking for a moment of faith, hope, and connection? Join us for Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson, live on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 p.m. Call in, share your prayer request, and receive prayer in real time. Mark your calendar starting February 4th. Prayer, Perspective, Power. Only on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio.
Some mobile companies make it hard to get a good deal. But at Cox Mobile, we know there's a better way to save. A smarter way. That's why we run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability without breaking the bank. You'll pay as low as $30 per line. It's a win-win. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile.
Navigating heart care can be challenging. Baptist makes it better with the latest treatments and innovations and the area's largest, most experienced heart team ready to create a care plan just for you. All when you need us most. Let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
And action.
Hey, Escambia. Today, we're talking trash, specifically bulk waste.
Starting July 1st, 2023, bulk waste service will be called for pickup. You can schedule a pickup by calling the ECUA Customer Service Department anytime before 2 p.m. on the day prior to your normal pickup day. Bulk pickup is still included at no additional charge.
Check out ecua.fl.gov for more information.
Know what to throw, 850.
Got projects in mind? A Pen Air home equity line gives you access to funds without the fees. Pen Air Credit Union. Join us.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Father God in heaven, we come with expressions of love and gratitude, acknowledging you as Lord, God of all mankind. We come, and dear God, we bring our hearts to you as we pray. We're bent over towards you, dear God, for your consolation and comfort in our lives because of the struggles that we're dealing with in this current day time. Death all around us, sickness is prevalent. Families are distorted and broken. But yet we come because you are God, and besides thee, there's none other. So Lord, dear God, we've pressed our way like the woman with the issue of blood. She said, if I could but just touch the hem of his garment, I shall be made whole. This is our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Good morning, gang. You got Vernon this morning. Good morning. It's a little chilly out this morning. Pensacola, Florida, y'all. So you better make sure you stay warm. We got a little bit of cold weather coming this way, but it's nothing we can't bear. You know that it's just a little chill on the hill. All right, everybody. Good morning. You begin with Vernon this morning. All right, you got Vernon this morning. Do what Vernon loves to do, and that is love to talk. I mean, situate my camera here so I can make sure I can get everything right to my expectations this morning. Good morning, everybody. You got Vernon. Tell everybody. I want to say good morning to Miss Lois Pruitt up in St. Louis, Missouri this morning. She checking everybody out this morning because she said it is a terrific Tuesday. Okay, it's a terrific Tuesday, and she said not only for terrific, Vernon, but it's also a teachable. It's a teachable Tuesday as well. So if you're on Facebook, y'all make sure that you like, comment, and share. Please share on Facebook. Okay, if you will, please share on Facebook. We want to make sure that everybody has the benefit of what we're looking at here this morning. Okay, and I can always say to you is that it's easy to get this. Y'all make sure y'all to everybody that in order to get WBQP TV and radio, just type in your browser rdo.to/WBQP, and you got us anytime, anywhere, in the palm of your hands. Okay, in the palm of your hands, and we want to make sure that you share this with everybody under the sound of my voice, and make sure you share it with all of your friends, your enemies, everybody. Just make sure that they know that we are on this morning, okay? We are on this morning, so make sure that you share it with everybody. All right, y'all, let's get into what's going on in and around the city here this morning, and in and around the state of Florida. All righty? Let's talk about, first of all, the first thing I want to do, I just want to send out a congratulations, y'all. I want to send out a congratulations to Miss Mamie Hickson, and let me get my radio thing, and Miss Marie Young. I definitely want to send out a congratulations to these young women. They are educators in their own right, and they have been recognized and been placed on a honor list and a display down in Orlando, Florida, for being great educators, and they're from and it's an exhibit that recognizing great educators and great women around the state of Florida. So they went down to be congratulated and to accept their honors, and we're so proud of you, ladies. I'm definitely proud of you. And Mamie, Mamie is a fixture here. She comes on every Monday morning with grammar time. Okay, at 6:40 every Monday morning. So she's gonna fix our grandma. I mean our grandma. Yeah, our grandma. See, I know mine needs to be fixed. Okay. Good morning, y'all. You got Vernon. This what you say? Coffee with some folks. They want to have coffee with Vernon, but Vernon's mornings with Vernon. Okay, that's what you need to remember. Mornings with Vernon. Morning with Vernon. All right, let's get into some other things, if you will. Okay, let's get into some other things this morning. Let's talk about Social Security. If I know that affects everybody. We only gonna get like a 2% raise in Social Security this year, y'all. If folks that my age that on a fixed income and you're looking for Social Security, well, you're only going to get a big raise, and that definitely going to be offset about the insurance part, you have to pay for that insurance on your Social Security. It will be raised too. So it will eat up whatever increase and they gave you this year for Social Security. All right, well, let's get into some stuff. Let's go on around the state of Florida here. The state legislation this morning, on yesterday, proposing in the upcoming session for 2026, y'all, they are proposing some new tax plan and tax cut. New plans and tax cut this morning. We want to, hopefully that come true. The tax cut is involved around your property taxes and also some changes. They want to make some changes around what's going on in the school and trying to rewrite some of the stuff around school choice as well. And, DeSantis has proposed, which is kind of an unpopular move for him. He's a lame duck governor, but he had proposed eliminating property tax in Florida altogether. And, as being a homeowner, it sounds like a good idea, but again, your property tax funds a lot of other stuff. So you do your math and do your homework on whether or not you want to support stuff like that. So be careful, as they say, as we say in the media, be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for. Around the national scene, the state of Minnesota is now suing the Trump administration to block the operation of ICE enforcement in their cities. So they filed a lawsuit in order to try to block move and have ICE and come in, because they saying the city is a lot less safer with ICE. It's amazing you got supposedly law enforcement officer coming in your city and doing the crimes, doing the killing, doing the chaos, and making your city a lot unsafe. So we gotta be careful about that. All right, y'all. Some other stuff that you might want to consider. Let's say in the local news here. The red light stuff. The mayor had come out with a report on this red light camera data. And they saying that since they put up the red light camera, they have given out more than 30,000 citations. More than 30,000 citations. And the citations like $158 a piece. And so they got cameras everywhere. And obviously this is the first year, and the mayor is seeking input whether or not they're going to keep it cameras. And I can rest you assured that they are probably still going to keep that infrastructure up. So just be careful. It is a safety issue. And particularly there, I want you to note that there are a red light camera on the corner of Davis and Fairfield. And I'm saying that to say to you all, I'm saying that to say to you guys on Davis and Fairfield, there is a there is a red arrow there, a red light arrow there. And I see so many people violate that. It is against the law. If you have it, normally in the state of Florida, and probably in most municipalities around the country, you can turn right on red only after full stop and only after the way is clear. Well, but if you have a light there, an arrow, it's going to be an arrow. You cannot turn right on red with an arrow. That arrow would either turn red or green. And I see so many people violate that because they're assuming, maybe I'm assuming they're assuming that you can still turn right on red even with the red. No, that is not true. So if you're up, and I noticed that particularly on Davis Highway and Fairfield, if you stop, look both ways, and that light is still red, and you proceed anyway, and if you get caught by a camera, the red light camera, you're going to have to pay a $158 ticket because you just ran a red light, even if you did make a full stop. Okay, because that's still running a red light. That's no different than you have a red light, you come up to the red light and you stop. The red light is still red and you proceed. Same thing. So you cannot turn red, you cannot turn right with the red light arrow. Okay, I'm just sharing that information with you, okay, so that you know that what you can do and what you can't do, so you don't end up doing that. They also have recorded so many people running red lights and passing buses, okay, with cameras. You know, the video shows an egregious red light violation of 17,900. That's the data they're sharing. The city is sharing with everybody. 17,900 people ran red lights. Ran red lights and also ran past buses. They are equipping buses now, school buses, that is. They are equipping school buses with school bus cams. And it is amazing how many people run blow past a school bus when it is fully stopped. When a school bus is stopped, okay, and there is no medium in between you and the school bus, you must stop. Okay, I think the exception to the rule is if there is a medium between you and the bus on the other side of the street, you do not have to stop. You do not have to stop if there is a medium. But if you're on a 4-lane, a 6-lane, or 15-lane, we don't care. If there's no medium in between you and that bus, you have just ran through a bus. Okay, you just ran through a bus. All right, some good news, a little bit of good news, is that gas prices in Florida have taken a 4-year drop. Okay, we got the cheapest gas that we had in 4 years. Yeah, I think it's taken like a 17-cent drop statewide, and in Pensacola, you'll be surprised how what a bargain gas is, and in particular if you're members of these clubs like Sam clubs, or maybe a member of what's the other, BJ's, and when you can get special discounts on gas, you'll be happy now when you go to the pumps. Okay, when you go to the pump, we got a brand new box store coming in town called Costco's. It's out going to be on 9 Mile and Kim Strand Road, and they're going to even offer you the same kind of deal that they are dealing with. All right, let's turn another page and let's look at something statewide here that I think is an interest to everybody. But they arrested this man here. He is the post commander. He's for the Veterans American Legion post down in Armadillo Beach, Florida, and he was arrested. For counts of child pornography. In fact, 40 counts of child pornography. So I thought that would be somewhat of an interest to you. I tell you what else might be an interest to you. E-bikes. E-bikes is becoming very, very popular. And you know what an e-bike is? An e-bike is nothing but a bicycle with a battery on it. And they are very, very popular these days. And as the price has dropped on e-bikes, a lot of people are riding e-bikes. And I think the same rule apply with e-bikes that apply with bicycles right now. But I think they're going to probably change some of the rules. And in fact, Santa Rosa County has decided that their school district has decided that because so many kids are now riding e-bikes to school, they are deciding that they're going to set some rules into motion for e-bikes. In fact, in order for you to ride your e-bike to school, you're going to have a permission slip, some kind of permission slip from the school district, and it will require certain things. Okay, it will require certain things that you need to have. And one of the things that the school district is going to require the students to have is a helmet and to take a safety course. Okay, and I don't know how that's going to eventually play out, because you don't, with the regular bike, you don't necessarily need that. And even with the motorbike in the state of Florida, you don't need a helmet in the state of Florida to do that. So you're gonna have to be very careful about that. Okay, so look out. Just start looking out for the rules of the road. Okay, now your governor has proposed. Well, he hadn't proposed it, but he did announce it on yesterday. Your governor announced yesterday a rate cut for insurance, for your home insurance and your car insurance. It began to come down in the state of Florida. We was experiencing some of the highest insurance rates across the country, home insurance and car insurance. So I believe 11 or 12 more insurance companies moving back to Florida. Many of them several years ago moved out of Florida, causing rates to rise. And now every insurance company is beginning to drop their rates. And so you should experience some new reductions in your policy, regardless who you have, whether you got Progressive, State Farm, USAA, all the major players are offering discount. Now, I think even Citizens now, you begin to see because you can get insurance otherwise, people are coming off of that Citizen insurance and getting real traditional insurance now. So that's some good news. That's some good news of a sort. Okay, that's some good news of a sort that you are able to save a little money on your insurance. Let's go over to Fort Walton Beach for a minute here. Over in Fort Walton Beach, they arrested a suspect for firing shots near school. So he's in custody. I don't have the full details on that, but of course I'm here to give you the headlines. So if you want, wherever you get your news from, okay, you can probably get the details in that. Okay. Also in Milton, in Milton, there's a man that we had talked about a little earlier in the week, and last week. His name was Cameron Rashawn Keys. I don't know the full details of it, but apparently he has been charged with manslaughter of killing his buddy, Tyler James Calloway. Okay. Obviously, the gun, they was either playing with the gun. I say you get the details, but the bottom line is a gun he was holding discharged, killing his friend, accidentally killing his friend, but he has been charged with manslaughter. Okay, let's go on the national scene for a minute. Okay, which is, I think, is absolutely disturbing. This man here that you see on the screen, his name is his name is Jonathan Ross, I believe it is. He's a billionaire. Okay, he's a billionaire. And what's significant about this is that this man here, this billionaire, gave the murderer of Renee Good, the lady that was killed by the ICE officer in Minnesota. That officer's name was William Herman. I think his name was William Herman. This man here, Jonathan Ross, donated $10,000 to the murderer, to the ICE agent, okay? Rather than to the family of Renee Good, he donated $10,000 and started a GoFundMe page for this alleged murderer, if you will, William Herman, who happened to be an ICE agent. I found that tremendously upsetting, okay? Upsetting. If you're not concerned, you need to be concerned. And every time I think about these billionaires, I have to think about Bernie Sanders and why people should listen to Bernie Sanders. And in fact, it is really something that you ought to think about, okay? 3% of the wealth in this country, 3% is controlling 97% of everybody else, okay? 97% of people depends on these 3% million. Now, only 3% of the people in the world control. I guess what I'm trying to say is 3% of the people in this country control 97% of the wealth, okay? That's my point. 3% of people in the United States of America controls 97% of the wealth in this country. That should disturb you if nothing else, okay? That should disturb you if nothing else, okay? Bernie, I feel you, dog. I feel you. All right, well, let's go back. Let's go back Pensacola. It's a little bit on a lighter note. You know, the city of Pensacola is looking to fill the police chief position, and they narrowed it down to 3 candidates, okay? 3 candidates, 2 out of town, and I think it's 1 local candidate is on the list, and they will have some public hearings. I was talking to Officer Mike Woods yesterday on this show, and he said that these 3 candidates are going to meet with the officers and get their input from the officers and so forth. But today, I believe today at 5:30, the public will have their opportunity to talk to all 3 candidates down at the Singer Theater. So if you're interested and you want to talk to and find out the position of those 3 finalists, now is the time to do that. Now, say what you may about this mayor. I found that this mayor, in my opinion, this is opinion based on my experience, but he is real open to the public for public input. I saw a lot of, maybe I just wasn't paying attention before. I don't know. Maybe that's it. But I think this mayor, what he's doing is he allows the public their input. Okay. I don't remember they doing this for the last sheriff. Last chief. I don't remember that. And all the projects in town, like the Baptist project and the Hollis T. Williams project and the Reimagine Pensacola, all those projects had public input. Okay, had public input, and they held those information sessions over at the community centers and so forth. Okay, so that was a good thing. But I tell you, another thing is that the turning a page, if you will. The Escambia County, remember the Superfund site there up on Palafox there. This county is thinking about turning that Superfund site into a commercial center there. Okay, decision has not been made on that. The decision has not been made because they're probably still testing to see whether or not the soil and it's safe to do that. But that's one of the considerations, so you can kind of think that about that. All right, y'all. Let's turn to our health now. The super flu. I call it the super flu. We got a major breakout in flu, not only in Pensacola. It's on the rise here in Pensacola, but it's on the rise here in the state of Florida and across the United States. It's this influenza A-13113 is the leading strand of flu across the country. So I definitely need you to be very mindful of that. All right, let's turn the page to go back to some more state news. We got a guy, Florida, in 2025, Florida in 2025 is the leading cause of. I know that Mr. Porter is reporting me because he is absolutely right. We lost signal over at the WBQP 12.1, the 12.1, because I always forget to do something. Thank you, Mr. Porter, for reminding me. I really appreciate you for reminding me. Okay, because we have, but anyway, we got it restored now to 12 point. If you're looking at this television on your antenna on 12.1, if you're looking at it on Roku, depending on where you're looking at it, we got different sources of how people get their signal. And Mr. Porter usually look at this on channel 12.1, and he always let me know when things are not right. And my apologies. Is what? One of the things I'm going to have to do. One of the things that I probably need to do is revert back to my military training and do myself a checklist. That's one of the things I learned in the military. They require you to have a checklist to make sure you don't miss anything. And so that's what I need to do with this show. I'm going to have to sit down when I get the time to develop my checklist so I can make sure that I don't miss anything like I did this morning. I missed this point about to bring it back on channel 12. I had it on there, but I have to do another little thing. But anyway, I want to go back. Let me go back to my news story. And we was talking about the news in the state of Florida. The state of Florida in 2025 led the country in executions, okay? And they led the country in executions. So we getting off of a new start. I don't know where we compare it to the country in 2026, but this man that I have on the screen now, his name is Ronald Heath, and he is going to be executed for murder that he did up in Georgia. I'm not quite sure how. You need to do your research on this. I'm not quite sure how a Georgia murderer ended up on Florida death row, but he is. He is scheduled to be executed in February. I think it's on February the 10th. I believe it is on February the 10th that he is scheduled to be executed in the state of Florida. Okay. Also, in the state of Florida, on this subject in the state of Florida, I believe our lieutenant governor, I think his name is Jay Collins. I think Jay is also planning to run for governor of Florida, along with a whole bunch of other folks. Okay, are planning to run, and we have two black people. Well, maybe one and a half, but anyway, two supposedly black people are running. Val Demings, I know you heard of Val Demings. Her husband is running. He's the mayor of Orlando, Florida. Used to be the chief of police. Some big wig down in Orlando, Florida. He's running for the governor, and also Byron Donaldson, a black Republican, is running, and he endorsed by Donald J. Trump. Okay, so he's also running, and along with many others. So 2026 is probably going to turn out to be an interesting year, for us. Okay, like I say, your governor, DeSantis, I want to repeat this again. He's trying to lower, and I guess that's good for everybody going to want to be interested in that, okay? Trying to lower your insurance premiums only by bringing in more insurance companies back to the state of Florida. So you're going to see some reductions in your insurance policy in 2026. Another thing that I don't agree with your president on most anything, okay? But one of the things you're going to hear me rarely say that I do agree with him on this. He is proposing a 10% a 10% cap on interest cards payment. Have you seen your, and probably it's not going to happen because all of the his billionaire friends who will make less money, will make less billions, probably will talk him out of it. Because it's just in the concept phase, just talking phase right now. But he had proposed that they do a 10% credit card cap. If you look at the credit card, I got great credit, y'all. It took me all these years to get great credit, but my credit score exceeded 800, and I'm still getting credit card interest rate in the 20 percentile. Okay, it's absolutely amazing. The better credit you got, the better rates you get. If I'm paying with an 800 credit score, if I'm paying 20%, 16%, 25% for interest rates on my credit card, what is a person with a 500, a 600, 650 score is paying? So think about that. So Trump, if you want to make something happen good, let your morality step into that, if you will, okay? If you will, I'll tell you that right now. Also, speaking of morality, less morality, and not talking about this interest rate stuff, but he is trying to prosecute his own Fed chairman, Jerome Powell. It's another incident of going after his political enemies, or going after people that he doesn't like, okay? Weaponizing the justice system of these United States to do his bidding for retribution on things that he doesn't like. Well, I hope that in Judgment Day that he will pay retribution. Okay, look like that's the only way we will get retribution with him. He's an old man. He's on his way out. Okay, and I believe that there's a special place in hell. Yes, Mr. Porter, I said that. Yep, I said that. Let me point back to you, Mr. Porter, because he doesn't like me to criticize. He doesn't like me to criticize the President of the United States of America. And I must tell you, Mr. Porter, I do not enjoy criticizing the President of the United States. But however, fair is fair. Okay. That he received no pushback, none whatsoever. He criticized people, demoralized them. He's the lowest piece of shit I have ever seen in my life, not only for a president, but as a person. Okay, I've seen many lows in my life. I've seen many bad people in my life, and I'm 74 years old, and I saw a lot of things over these 74 years. But I have never seen, not only a president of the United States, I have never seen a person is as immoral as your president is. I'm not claiming his presidency. Okay, that's just a matter of fact. Okay, like it or not, that's my opinion, and I'm going to stick with it. Some folks say, well, you shouldn't be criticizing the president. You're right, I shouldn't be. However, he shouldn't. He has more of a moral conscience. He should have more of a moral reason to not to do what he's doing. There's no pushback on him whatsoever. He can lie, and people accept the lies because nobody fact checks him in real time. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. You shouldn't get. Yeah. Okay, maybe I do have Trump derangement syndrome. Okay. Maybe I do have Trump derangement syndrome. What can I say? What can I say? Now, let me send another piece of not so good news, if you will. Okay, you see that guy there? That guy there was January 6th person, convicted of stealing Nancy Pelosi's. They're stealing in real time on television. Convicted for it, sent to jail, and was pardoned by your president. Now he is that same guy is trying to run for an office here in the state of Florida. His name is Adam Johnson. He's trying to run for District 6 in Manatee, Florida, y'all. And so I tell you, I don't know. You look at the world, and everything seems to be upside down. Okay, and I think the Bible prophecy speaks of that. So y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not much of a religious scholar, but I think you probably need to dust the dust off that Bible. Okay, you know what that man talking about? Where your boots on? Where your boots at? Where your fans at? Well, where your Bible's at? Okay, y'all. All right, y'all. Those were some news items that is trending around the United States of America, around the world, trending around the state of Florida and here in Pensacola. I just wanted to bring you just some news notes so that when you go out and this morning, you don't have time to listen to CNN. You didn't have time to listen to ABC News. I'll just give you some news cap on what's happening in your world. All right, y'all. I'll be right back after these important messages.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Navigating healthcare is hard. Baptist makes it better. With convenient locations, easy scheduling, and skilled, compassionate doctors, all when you need us most. The next time you need care, let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
I still have a dream.
The Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, live on Blab TV, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola.
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
You don't want to miss the citywide celebration, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola, live on Blab TV.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up.
From affordable home equity lines and home loans to high-yield checking that pays 5.05% APY, Pen Air combines innovative banking with a commitment to our community. Pen Air Credit Union. Join us.
Looking for a moment of faith, hope, and connection? Join us for Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson, live on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 p.m. Call in, share your prayer request, and receive prayer in real time. Mark your calendar starting February 4th. Prayer, Perspective, Power. Only on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio.
The Service Center at Pete Moore Chevrolet can maintain the life of your vehicle regardless of make or model. Our certified factory-trained technicians have the expertise for domestic and import vehicles. And the Pete Moore Advantage provides you complimentary services whenever you stop by. Our Collision Center accepts all insurance, provides lifetime warranties on all workmanship and paint, and offers a deductible reimbursement program. So when you need service or repair, let the Pete Moore Service and Collision Center work for you.
Hi, I'm Jessica Ford. I'm the owner of FD Builds. Energy efficiency is very important in today's market. With higher interest rates and rising costs, it's important that home buyers maintain their bottom line of affordability. The nice thing about natural gas and natural gas appliances is that it's more energy efficient than their electrical counterparts, and at the end of the day, the utility bills are lower. Our relationship with the Pensacola Energy team is phenomenal. From customer service to their field teams, it's just a seamless process. We love Pensacola Energy.
I still have a dream.
The Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, live on Blab TV, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola.
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
You don't want to miss the citywide celebration, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola, live on Blab TV.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up
Looking to start a career or change your current career? Pensacola State College is the place for you. Choose from short-term, high-demand career and technical education programs ranging from commercial vehicle driving to medical assisting. Call 850-484-2000.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Father God in heaven, we've stopped by the way to echo just a few words of prayer, to let you know that we're yet leaning and depending on you. Mama would say, besides you, there is none other. And Father God, we realize there's no other name under the heavens by which we can call upon. And so we just stopped by the way to say thank you, Lord, and to give ourselves over unto you. Because times are hard now, dear God. But we know that you will hear our prayer and answer our prayer because you know our ups and downs. You know our heartbeat. And so here we are, Lord. We're giving ourselves over to you as we pray in the belovedness of Jesus, the Christ, our Lord, our Savior. Amen.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Yes, it's morning with Vernon this morning. Get your coffee cups and enjoy the next couple of hours. We got a great show lined up for you this morning. We're going to be talking to Miss Shakita Payne in just a few minutes from ECUA about jobs. And after that, we're going to have Mr. Jerry McIntosh. He's going to be my co-host starting around 8 a.m. today. And we will also be talking with our mayor of Pensacola. If we're not talking to the mayor, we'll be talking to Cliff Collins, the associate city administrator there. And Cliff had wanted me to talk to another individual. And I thought I had him scheduled for today, but I don't see him on my list. And I think I maybe have him scheduled for Thursday. We're going to talk about the Baptist Hospital project, and he is the spokesperson for the contractor that is going to be responsible for the demolition of the Baptist project. And so we will definitely be talking to him a little later on, if not today, a little later on in the week regarding the demolition thing. But I believe the mayor is going to be the one that comes on this morning. Okay. All right. While we're waiting on Miss Shakita Payne, and I think that is Miss Shakita. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing this morning?
Doing good. I thought you were going to zoom in on me this morning.
That was my plan, but the traffic is so backed up, and I've been caught by this red light about 3 times now. I just got through to get onto 9 Mile. I'm not going to make it to work in time.
My daddy he's always had a saying, Shakita. I used to have with him. He used to say, I used to tell him all the time. I said, Daddy, if it ain't one thing, it's 3 or 4. He said, no, son. He said, no, son. You got that wrong. He said, if it ain't one thing, it's 7 or 8. Okay, and that is the truth. There's 7 or 8 things going on at one time. So how was your weekend? Shakita, hang on just for a minute. If you can hear me, hang on just for a minute. I'm trying to switch you over to if you are able to hear me, I'm just trying to switch you over so I can put you on the in the system there so I can hear you better. Now, can you hear me now? Okay, are you there? Shakita, are you there? Now give me 1 minute here, and I'll get Miss Shakita Payne back on the phone. Well, I wish there's something to knock her out here. Let's see here. Miss Shakita? Stand by. I got it. Now I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, good morning.
All righty. Very good. I got you now. That was my, you always, that was right. It ain't one thing. It's 7 or 8. I was looking everywhere but at your microphone and forgot to turn your microphone. Okay.
That's all right.
All righty then. Very good. So I was asking you about your weekend before I cut you off. How was your weekend?
It was great. My birthday was Friday, so I had a great weekend.
Oh, well, happy birthday! Wow, you got a birthday. Well, very good. I wish I had my birthday song. I play it for you. I got a special song I play for folks for their birthdays. If I had known it for your birthday, I would have played my special birthday song for you. Today is your birthday. Want me to sing it for you? No, I've been not singing for you.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay. Okay.
So, with ECUA, we do have quite a few jobs. Right now, we do, as I've always said, we're always looking for mechanics. But we also have a new position that has just been recently posted, and it is a service porter for our fleet maintenance division. Mm-hmm. So pretty much in this position, you would be helping our mechanics as far as making sure that each bay is clean as they're working on vehicles, helping to bring the vehicles in, moving vehicles out of the way. Just pretty much being part of the fleet mechanic team, helping out our mechanics, making sure that our trucks and our equipment is getting serviced and worked on and ready to go to help out the community.
Wow.
So it is an entry-level position. It does start at, let me see what that starting pay is. Actually, it's a little bit more than $15, I think, for this position. But basically, you're just working with our fleet mechanics, having a high school diploma, previous experience in janitorial or a porter role. If you've ever worked as a porter at other fleet facilities, that would be a big plus for you. And just being willing to, catch on to the job, learning new things. And of course, as you're working there, if you have that interest in being a mechanic, as you're working with the mechanics, you're also kind of getting that on-the-job experience a little bit as well, because you can work with them, see what they're doing, ask questions, which can help you move into a position of being a mechanic. So,
absolutely.
If you're interested, definitely look at our website, www.ecua.fl for Florida.gov for government. Click on careers, then current opportunities, and you'll see this position along with a few other positions that we have posted right now.
Right. Okay. Very good. I got the website up on the stream here. And so what one needs to do is go to Escamia. It says, what the website again? ecua.fl.gov, right?
That's correct. Yes. Okay. Yes. Several opportunities available.
And then you just go to the tab that says careers. Okay?
Right.
Yeah. Career opportunities.
Click on the tab that says current opportunities. That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you'll see the positions we have posted.
Yeah. I'm looking at the website now. Look like you got mechanics 1 and 2, life station trainee, M&C warehouse and administration manager. All in all, many jobs here. You guys got to go and look and see what's there at the website. Mechanical, craft workers, project engineers, sanitation equipment operator, service porter, one you just finished talking about, utility services technician, trainee. They'll train you for job, and utility service trainee, and the wastewater operation. If you need a job, I tell you, who they need to contact?
They can definitely contact me. My number 850-969-3370. That will lead you to the employer relations team, which is what I'm on, of course, with ECUA, our recruiting division. So you can speak with either myself, and we also have a new HR generalist in recruiting, and his name is Edric McKnight. So he'll be coming on, so you can speak to either one of us regarding any of the positions that we have open at ECUA.
Very good, very good. Folks, like we're saying, these are not just jobs, okay? These are careers, okay? These are careers. I mean, jobs with benefits, you know. You got talk to them about the benefits on these jobs.
Sure. So we have great benefits. Of course, you're going to get your health, dental, vision, life insurance benefits. We have other supplemental benefits as well if it's something that you're interested in. We have AFLAC, of course. As employees, of course, you're going to earn your sick leave and vacation leave. So as a new employee, you're earning 8 hours of vacation leave a month and 10 hours of sick leave a month. So you're definitely, of course, earning time for your vacation, or if, you get ill or have doctor's appointments. We have 13 holidays. Of course, Martin Luther King holiday is being one, so the company will be closed on Monday. Several opportunities. We have different workshops for our employees, things that come up, because we want to make sure that our employees are educated on what they need. If they're asking for certain information, we want to make sure that we have that. So we have health wellness workshops, seminars. We also have financial workshops and seminars. So those that are looking to expand their, financial portfolio, maybe they're looking to see what routes or where they need to start investing money or moving money around for retirement, what they need to do to get started for retirement. We have several of those workshops. You'll also be a part of the Florida retirement system, where our employees only put in 3% to their retirement, and ECUA will make a contribution as well. So we have several benefits. We have tuition reimbursement. If you're looking to go back to school, we'll help you with paying for school. Several opportunities at ECUA. You just have to put in an application and take a chance.
Okay. Now one of these days, we're going to get Gabe on, because we want to talk to not only folks the job, but they want to know when did the trash collection, what they put out, information about how, how they need to, if you trim your trees and you got vegetation you got to do, we want to know what the rules are. You got to cut it up in so many piles. We want to know when trash pick up or when you need special pick up, you got furniture. So one of these days we want to have Gabe on to talk about that stuff for folks that know what the rules are for that, okay?
Sure, definitely. I will actually get with Gabe and see what we can work out and get him on the schedule.
All right, we appreciate it, okay? All right. Are you still out there in that traffic this morning?
Yeah, I went ahead and pulled over because I didn't want to be driving and trying to talk, so I went ahead and pulled over. Let them take the road for right now.
Yeah. Is it foggy out there this morning?
No, it's not foggy. Thank goodness. Of course, it's cold, so definitely bundle up for those going out. But thank goodness we don't have to deal with the fog.
Yeah, it sure is. Very good. Very good. No.
Yes.
Yeah. So be careful out there, okay?
I will. Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. And thank you so much. We'll see you on next Tuesday with your ECUA report.
Yes.
All right, y'all. It's Shakita Payne. Thank you, Sugar. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's been Shakita Payne, y'all, of ECUA. And she is work with the HR department there. And if you're looking for jobs, you would definitely give her a call. Okay, give her a call. All right, y'all. Let me play a MLK moment, and I want to come back and I want to talk about some local stuff that's going on in the public service announcements and stuff that's going on in our community. But right now, I want to play. I promise you that this is January, and we want to have some MLK speeches on, and so I'm going to honor that. And so I'm going to play another MLK speech this morning, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about some local stuff and local activity that's going on in Pensacola. And then we're going to be joined by Mr. Jerry McIntosh. You're going to be co-hosting me at 8 o'clock here. And then hopefully we're going to have the mayor on it as well. Okay? All right, y'all. Here's an excerpt from one of Dr. King's speeches I believe he gave on September 27, 1966, as it related to a riot is a language unheard. Okay? That's one of the excerpts. A riot is the language unheard. All right, we'll be right back.
"60 Minutes, Rewind."
Now what I'm saying is this. I would like for all of us to believe in nonviolence, but I'm here to say tonight that if every Negro in the United States turns against nonviolence, I'm going to stand up as a lone voice and say this is the wrong way.
I will never change in my basic idea that nonviolence is the most potent weapon available to the Negro in his struggle for freedom and justice. I think for the Negro to turn to violence would be both impractical and immoral.
There is an increasingly vocal minority who disagreed totally with your tactics, Dr. King.
There's no doubt about that. I will agree that there is a group in the Negro community advocating violence now. I happen to feel that this group represents a numerical minority. Surveys have revealed this. The vast majority of Negroes still feel that the best way to deal with the dilemma that we face in this country is through nonviolent resistance. And I don't think this vocal group will be able to make a real dent in the Negro community in terms of swaying 22 million Negroes to this particular point of view. And I contend that the cry of black power is at bottom a reaction to the reluctance of white power to make the kind of changes necessary to make justice a reality for the Negro. I think we've got to see that a riot is the language of the unheard. And what is it that America has failed to hear? It has failed to hear that the economic plight of the Negro poor has worsened over the last few years.
How many summers like this one do you imagine that we can expect?
Well, I would say this: we don't have long. The mood of the Negro community now is one of urgency, one of saying that we aren't going to wait, that we've got to have our freedom. We've waited too long. So that I would say that every summer we are going to have this kind of vigorous protest. My hope is that it will be nonviolent. I would hope that we can avoid riots because riots are self-defeating and socially destructive. I would hope that we can avoid riots, but that we will be as militant and as determined next summer and through the winter as we have been this summer. And I think the answer about how long it will take will depend on the federal government, on the city halls of our various cities, and on white America to a large extent. This is where we are at this point, and I think white America will determine how long it will be and which way we go in the future.
Even Senator Jacob Javits asked the question recently. He said that he was a slum resident, but he and some of his fellow Jews were able to make it out of the ghetto on the Lower East Side. The same thing is true with lots of Irish, Italians, And he asked the question why the Negro finds it so difficult to make his way up out of the ghetto.
Well, number one, no other racial group has been a slave on American soil. It's nice to say other people were down and they got up. They were not slaves on American soil. The other thing is that the Negro has had high visibility. And because of the prejudices existing in this country, his color has been against him. It's been against him, and they've used this to keep him from moving up. In the final analysis, when you say to a man that you are in this position because of your race or because of your color, you say to that man that he can never get out of it. Other racial groups have been able maybe to change the accent or change the names, but the Negro can't.
Yeah, that was an excerpt from 60 Minutes that Dr. King.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah.
Not now, Vernon. Not now. It's not time for Vernon this morning. Vernon's already home. All right, but what I'm saying to you is that speech was given on September the 27th, I believe, in 1966, and that was the year we experienced probably 3 years of riots every summer, and Jerry and I are going to debate that. We're going to talk about that. You know, there was riots in 65, 66, and in December 1967. There is a school of thought, okay, about nonviolence versus nonviolence, okay, and in terms of how much progress has it, what can make more progress, and Dr. King is obviously clear on nonviolence. That's just his mantra. But there's other folks saying that no, we got to take action. But one of the things I do want you to contemplate, and Jerry and I we will discuss that this morning. Okay, violence versus nonviolence. One of the things that is clear to me, okay, and I'm an advocate of nonviolence, but I'm an advocate of protecting myself as well with violence, okay, if I have to. Now, one of the schools of thought is that Dr. King's movement back, from 1955 to 1968 was probably like a 13-year run or something like that. And some folks question whether or not the progress that was made in those 13 years compared to the progress that was made in the 3 years of violence. 13 years of nonviolence versus 3 years of violence, which is 1965, 66, 67. Things begin to change after the violent riots went on. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Jerry's going to join us in just a few minutes. But I just want to get to some of the other stuff this morning. Like the MLK parade is coming up. Okay, and it's coming up all over the area there. Pensacola MLK parade. There's going to be a Cantonment MLK parade at 4 o'clock. There's going to be a Milton MLK parade. There's going to be a Fort Walton Beach MLK parade. And there's going to be an MLK march over in Crestview, in Okaloosa County, over in Crestview. So, and there are many other activities going on. Like Milton is going to be, let me go back to Fort Walton Beach. They're going to have an event immediately following there. I'm thinking around noontime at Chester Pruitt Park. They're going to have an MLK activity there. Crestview is also going to be marching to a certain location, and Jill will talk about that tomorrow on the Jill's report, on the Okaloosa report. Milton also have, after their parade, they normally have their MLK block, what they call the MLK block party as well. Well, Pensacola parade, we usually have them different activities after the parade. during in Pensacola, but they was very splintered. Rem Powell had stuff down at Belmont and Villa and so forth. But this year, y'all, okay, after parade, everybody is invited to go down to Devano, okay, to Devano. Just heard from the mayor. He said Cliff was coming on this morning. But anyway, down at Devano, let me see if I can pull it up here. I didn't have it. I just got it this morning about the event that we're gonna found. I just got the poster this morning and I had time to post it up on the stream, but Lumen May talked about it yesterday. This is what said the unit to continue after parade this year. Okay, if you're not going to Cantonment Parade, a lot of folks leave the MLK Parade and go straight up to Cantonment for the MLK Parade up in Cantonment. But this year, down at the Vinyl, right on the corner of Palafox and Garden Street, the Unity continue after parade. So we invite you to join Commissioner Lumen May and Sunshine Moore in carrying on the spirit of the togetherness in the streets. And they're going to have a celebration at the Vinyl, and they're going to be featuring the Motown Band. If you hadn't heard that Motown Band, you should. And they also, the Motown Band is also going to be performing at the Brownfield Community Center on Saturday night at the what I call the Legacy Ball, the MLK Legacy Ball, if you will, that we have there every year. So that's located at 2 South Palafox Street, immediately following the parade. So if you need something to do, or somewhere to go, okay. So that is what you're gonna need to do, okay. All right. So again, I just want to just kind of recap some of the activities for our 37th annual parade. It's going to start on Thursday, okay. Starting on Thursday, and it's going to start with the youth program at Zion Hope Baptist Church, the youth and the adult night. On Saturday morning, we have our prayer breakfast. It's going to be held also at Zion Hope. On Sunday, we will hold the MLK Religious Service program at 3 p.m. And of course, the parade is going to be on Monday, and then at 11 o'clock, going to be broadcast live by WBQP TV and Blab TV. We're going to be taking it all around the Gulf Coast, y'all. If you didn't get a chance to come down to the parade, we're inviting everybody to come down to the parade and enjoy yourself down at the parade. But if you can't make it, we'll bring the parade to you. So check out Channel 12, however you get your TV. Check out Channel 12, or you can go to Roku, WBQP on Roku. You can go to WBQP on Fire Stick. You can go to WBQP on Apple TV. However you get it, all on your phone. It doesn't matter. We can get it. But if you got cable, that's why we hired Blab TV to broadcast it out to the Gulf Coast, because Blab can go over to Mobile, Blab can go over to Fort Walton Beach, where I can't go. And that's why I use Blab, so I can get this program out to as many people that as we can. So it's going to be live, and it's also going to be played back as well. Let me just cover a little bit some changes that they're going to. They got a change in the parade route. It's a minor change. We're not going through downtown Pensacola like we usually do because of the reimagining project that we got going on. Okay, the reimagining project that we got going on in Pensacola. Okay, downtown Palafox. So when you come back to Garden Street, you're going to make that, when you make that loop around the MLK Plaza and coming back down Palafox, when you get back to Garden Street, we're just going to make, instead of going straight through town, you're going to have to make a left turn on Garden Street, and then the immediate right turn, I believe it's on Jefferson Street, and take it all the way down to Main Street, and then you turn right back to where you started at over where your vehicles and things may be. So that's one change. The other change is that if you are in the parade and you march in the parade, and if you want to be seen in the parade, okay, if you want to be seen in the parade, okay, our grandstand is going to be right there, close to the little Pensacola Little Theater. We're going to be in that general area. So if you're going to be doing any of your performances there, that's the best time to do your best performance. And face the camera. Don't turn your back to the camera. Just find the cameras and look towards the cameras. And because it's going to be your money, you're going to be starring on TV. Now, we're also asking that you keep the parade dignified, okay? Keep the parade dignified. We're asked that you not to play inappropriate music. Number one, because it's not appropriate for this event. And number two, I can't play, if you playing cuss word music and rap music, I can't play that on television, so I'm going to have to blah you out anyway. So you're not going to be able to do that in the first place. So do that. And if you got any performances, please keep your performances dignified, okay? We don't want a lot of twerking and going on and stuff like that. That takes away from the rate, because you got people that distractors that always looking for a reason to give us reason not to have the parade. And one of the main things the complaint that we've been getting over the years, Sue and I, we have to hear it a lot about little 5 and 6 year old girls out there twerking. It's not appropriate. So I guess there's a time and a place for everything. I don't know where there's a time and place for a little girl to be twerking, but MLK Parade is not that time and place. So if you're going to be doing the performances, if you're going to be using music, please let us keep it dignified as well. Make sure that if you are in the parade, okay, if you are in the parade, make sure that you keeping with the theme. I was going to try to find the theme here, the parade, to keep everything within the theme of the parade. This is our 37th annual parade. With unity, we won't go back. With unity, we won't go back. And if you got a float or you got an entrance parade, kind of keep everything tied in with the national theme this year. So with unity, we won't go back. We got, like I said, we got parades all over the Gulf Coast, over in Okaloosa County, over in Crestview, over in Milton, over in Fort Walton Beach. We got celebrations everywhere. So up in Cantonment, everywhere. So y'all make sure that you kind of pass the word, and let's celebrate the legacy of Dr. King in the most fitting way that we can. We're going to have Jerry McIntosh. So Jerry on this morning, and also Clip Collins with the city of Pensacola. They're on this morning with me. I got Jerry, my co-host. Jerry's my co-host on Tuesdays and Thursdays morning. Good morning, Jerry. How you doing this morning?
Great. How you doing this morning, Vernon?
I'm doing good. And also, I got, my very special guest. He might as well be a host on here. We got Cliff Collins from the city of Pensacola. Good morning, Cliff. How you doing, man?
Hey, good morning, Vernon. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Bring your camera down just a little bit, if you will. Man, you looking sharp this morning. You trying to impress.
Last time I had a much better setup, and now I'm using this huge screen, so I'm trying to work it. How about that? Does that work?
That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect this morning. Okay, I'm going to start off with you this morning with the city report. I did hear from your man. I think I got him scheduled for Thursday. Did he tell you about the Baptist project?
Who? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Are you able to hear me?
I can barely hear you, but that's an issue on my end. Go ahead. I'm trying to listen.
Okay. I say your man called me, and I got him scheduled to talk about the Baptist project and the demolition. He's a spokesperson I believe we got him scheduled for Thursday of today. I can't remember. I got to go back and look at my notes. But he did call me.
Connected to. Which is this Josh?
Josh. Yes, Josh.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
He made contact. We got him scheduled. I believe it's for Thursday. I don't know, but we'll touch bases with him and to see what I got him scheduled for. I got him down listed somewhere. I'm trying to look at I think it was Thursday that I got Josh on. Yeah, Josh Wallace. I believe it's on Thursday. For them, okay? Okay.
All right, let's try it now and see if I got you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, are you able to hear me now?
Not as good as I want. That's all right. We can go with it. How are you today?
I'm well. And you?
I'm doing well. I'm not sure if you heard, but today we start the kickoff for the Pensacola Chief of Police candidates. We got 3 candidates in town.
Yes.
This morning we'll basically run them through the first phase of it, which is meeting with the city attorney, meeting with one of the deputy city administrators, meet with various folks inside the building. And then the next piece will be public facing. We'll meet with a key clergy men throughout the community. Then we'll have a round with business folks. And then from that, we'll kind of roll it up back here at headquarters. And one of the things is, so what we did this time was we basically went to the Chamber of Commerce, asked them to put the group together. They will entertain each of the chief candidates separately. And then we did the same thing with the clergyman. I think Pastor Lonnie West, the mayor, reached out to him. He put it on. I'll be at the church with them today in the afternoon portion. And then tonight we got the Sanger Theater where we'll basically have a town hall meeting. And what we did with that was we basically put questions out on the internet, filled them from the citizens of Pensacola. We got about 38 different questions. We distilled that down to about 8 questions, because each candidate will give them about 3 minutes to answer questions from that vantage point. I'll pause to see if you got any questions on that.
Okay. When they plan to make the final selection?
I think that's the $1 million question. Here's what I will tell you, and I'll start with this. And and I think when you and I first chatted, I judge a man by what he say, not what he does. And I told you the mayor's been very clear, at least to me, his North Star is I want to do what I told the people I want to do. So I think what he's going to do, he's going to take all this information, all the feedback, the noise, if you will. Plus, he'll have a one-on-one with each candidate as well. And I think he'll make the best decision for the city of Pensacola. I think it's key for him to find somebody that connects with the people throughout the community, that understands what the risks are in the city. And then I think the biggest thing is how do you improve our city posture to make sure people feel safe? I don't have a good timeline. Now, I'll be honest, I gave him an aspirational timeline, and I said I'll put it on the schedule for Friday, but I am certain that's not going to be the day. But I figured, you know what, if we're going to have it, I'm going to give a timeline, and if you stick to it, that's great. But at the end of the day, the decision is his to make. It's the administration. But I did want to make sure he had everything he needed at his exposure to, one, understand the candidates from every vantage point. And I think that's really the key to this here. My dad was a cop, so I grew up, I think I told you this, in a town like Pensacola. So I think to ensure that we give back to the citizens the right person to build the force up that we need, I think that's important.
Yeah, I agree with you, Cliff. Now, one of the things I talked about a little bit in the morning before you got on, one of the things that I like about this mayor, there's a lot of transparency and a lot of stuff that he does that get the public input. And I think that's important. And I think that's one of his strongest suits since he's been mayor, because all of the projects, Baptist projects, and the Frickers Center and the Hollis T. Williams Center and all those you have all these public hearings and to get the people input. And I think even with the city police chief, I never heard of anybody getting the public to come down and question the finalists. Maybe I missed something. I think he's been innovative with that. Am I right?
I missed one piece of it. You said I never heard, and I didn't catch that piece. I apologize.
The part about getting the public input on selecting the new chief. You know, having a public input at the single thing. I never seen that before. Maybe I missed something.
No, actually, I will tell you, he was very detailed oriented about this process, and so between him, myself, and the city administrators, we all sort of reached out to different contacts, reached out to various cities throughout the state of Florida, and then I even went back to the state of Texas. And what we wanted to do was understand what people have done before. Now, I will say that Pensacola did something similar the last time, but we wanted to make it a little bit different, make sure we have full transparency in the process. And you know, the mayor's been very clear with every candidate. Because we have an internal candidate, that does not mean that internal candidate has the right to be selected right away. And I think when you look at everything in totality, I think the candidates we do have, I'll use the external candidates, I think they're pretty well postured. I think they're well seasoned, and I think it can be any person selected. It all depends on the fit and how they feel, how we feel as far as them with the people of the city of Pensacola.
Okay.
Hey, Vern.
Hey, Clip, have you met Jerry McIntosh?
I haven't met him, but I've seen him on your show. I've watched him, and when I look at him, he's a guy I want to emulate. So yeah, I've seen him around, but haven't met him personally. He's
a community leader in his own right, involved with movement for change, and somebody you need to get to know is Jerry McIntosh. Jerry, you was gonna hop in?
Yeah, my question was, you know, I know he was saying that the mayor is being transparent, but in his hiring practice and contracts, how is that? How many people do we have working in the city under his leadership? And also those places like Baptist, Hollis Williams, and all of that. How many Black people are contracted in there or subcontract?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I will tell you, and to your point, in his hiring practices, I mean, so we have an HR team that basically they follow the normal process in that we put jobs out there, we get people that apply for the jobs, and then once we do that, we really try to narrow it down to top candidates. But we also want to make sure that we get candidates that look like people in the city of Pensacola, and we try to do that so we're not breaking any rules. I will tell you one of the things we're working on right now, and so I'll go straight to the Baptist piece. Our procurement process, we're trying to fix that right now, right? So since I've come on, I connected with 300 and something different local minority businesses within the community. I reached out to them based off of some old information, but I was able to get that, and I asked them to apply for the city so they can be registered with the city. Why is that important? Once they're registered with the city, when we do get contracts, we can now recommend and that these contractors use vendors that have already been vetted by the city. For North Star, I came in and North Star contract was already set. Most of the stuff was already done. Excuse me 1 second. I want to grab something for you. And once I knew we were going through the entire process with North Star, I was given this book here, which was to tell me they won the contract. Immediately I start going through the book to say, okay, where are we when it comes to minority-owned business, et cetera? They followed the process. They have a few companies. We have opened the aperture up a little bit more, working with Jacobs Engineering Company. I've asked them to reach out, and then Councilman Wiggins provided me some names and some contacts of some folks. So I connected those folks with North Star, and right now we're in talks with North Star to add more minority-owned businesses, particularly Black businesses, to the contract piece. I will say that this one's already in motion, but that doesn't mean that I'm willing to stop at that point, because I'm steady willing to push the envelope. I think, Jared, to your next piece, when we decide on someone to sort of provide us at least some sort of design of what the community might look like, and then once we pass that stage and we decide what we want to build for that community, I think that's where we're going to get the most bang for our bucks. That's where I'm going to be intimately involved. I've reached out to the Minority Chamber of Commerce to say, hey, I'd like to talk to you. I've yet to connect with him, but I do plan to connect with him and sort of bridge that gap. I would love to bring you to the city to meet some of the folks here. We do have, I would say, a well-diverse team on the staff here. That team is working hard, pushing hard to try to do right by the city, but I would love to bring you in and walk you around and introduce you to some of our team members.
Okay, excuse me for not speaking to you early when I first came on, but yeah. With the police department, I mean the police chief search, I noticed that there were no African American or even women in the final cut of the search for the chiefs and those who are proposed to be chief of police.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Yeah. You know, and I know that this is, you know, a lot of this crap with the DEI is to make sure that there are no women, African Americans, you know, in the pipeline to be chief after, you know. And I know that Ramsey, am I saying his name right? Vernon Ramsey, the last chief, the Black chief of police. Randall, you know, Randall, right? And since him, I haven't seen any more African American even considered, and maybe it's because I'm not included into what's going on, I guess, as far as the search is concerned.
Yes, sir. That's it. Well, again, as a former son of a cop, I would love to wish that my dad would have been a chief of police, and that didn't happen. What I will tell you is that we had 67 roughly applicants. We had, and I don't remember the demographics. We did have, I want to say at least 5 to 6 women. And then once HR and them basically narrowed everything down, as far as the criteria and the rubrics, we ended up with about 12 applicants. And we did have females in that pool as far as being interviewed and being considered. I think once we really narrowed things down, it became more of the right fit. And when I say the right fit is when we provided sort of, I would say, scenarios to people as far as questions and sort of took people's response. I think we narrowed it down to these top 3 candidates. And it's unfortunate, I mean, meaning as far as the applicant pool, but we did not have, as to my recollection, any African American men that even applied for the job.
And do you think that because of what happened to Randall, that people didn't apply? I'm not. I don't know if you would know that or not, but that could be a scenario where those who would have applied said, I'm not going to do that because of what happened to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know in if it's someone looking at it from the lens of, and I'll go back to Carter G. Woodson, and I'm not sure if you're familiar. I'm pretty sure you are familiar with Carter G. Woodson. But you know, in one of his books, he mentioned that, you know, if people don't have to tell you to go in the corner, they'll never have to worry about you because now they're controlling your thinking. And in my mind, I mean, I would think that the people we would want to be the chief of police here are the ones that, you know, they don't allow someone to control their thinking, and they'll apply for the job because they say, well, why not me? And maybe I'm different than Randall, or maybe I don't understand the circumstances behind what happened to Randall. I think what's on the outside is very different than sort of what's on the inside, right? And so I'm sure you're familiar. We do, and I did it in the Navy. We do surveys to understand the pulse of your team, how you are as a leader, how is everything going, and so we need the right energy to lead the team through, especially from the police side. We need the right energy to lead the team through some pretty tough situations, especially when you're dealing with the community. I mean, just the stuff I've seen since I've been here. And so I think when you align that to sort of what happened with Randall, I mean, I think this probably was just a breakdown in some things. But I think the mayor made it clear. He said Randall's a good guy, he's a good human being. And I don't think he said that because he had to say it. I think even to this day, he still talks positively about Randall. And as a matter of fact, he makes some jabs and he makes jabs in the sense to say, well, the force should own some of this as well, and so when I listen to him speak like that, I'm thinking in my head, his mindset is, I got a force here, a police force. It's a team, it's a unit. If Randall failed, we all fail, right? So I think he's looking at that from a collective we and saying, Randall didn't just fail when it comes to this here. He's a good guy, he's a good human being. There's a whole list of stuff that happened that probably didn't work out the way it should have. Did I answer your question now?
You answered it.
Okay.
Yeah, you answered it.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions you got for me? Because I want to, and I want to jump to the other one, which is just a real quick update on Palafox and then some other stuff. But these are great questions, and I will tell you that I like these types of questions because I do want to make sure that we remain transparent to the community, and wherever we can close gaps, and I'll say it again, wherever we can close gaps, I'm all in. I want to help. I want to be a part of it, and I want you to call me out if I'm not doing what I should be doing.
And I know you was just about to say you were going to talk about Palafox. That was going to be my next question as well. How many African Americans or African Americans either working down there on Palafox? I was down there yesterday looking at how the thing was about to take place. Everything is about to take place. I guess in that it could have been me, but I didn't see any African Americans down there working, and they might have been in the area that I was at that I didn't see them. So
I have not been to the site, so except in the periphery, I've passed by to kind of just get my eyes on what was going on. And that's another one of those projects that the wheels were already in motion. I don't know, but I'll find out because I am interested and curious about it. What I will tell you though is what I am finding out on a regular is when I think about, and I'll use Baptist as an example, and I'll think about the work that we're doing at Baptist. In my off time, I'll find myself spending time looking nationally at companies, at people that do some of the work that Baptist does. And the sad part, at least from some of the stuff, and I'll use asbestos removal as an example, there are very few minority-owned businesses, at least from what I'm seeing, that does the work that we need for this particular project. And this is just strictly asbestos. Now, when you're speaking of hauling stuff away from the site, there's a guy who works in, well, actually, let me backtrack. His wife works for the city. She has a contract. I think she does janitorial work. And this guy, he does construction all day. And so when he gets off work at construction, he comes into the building to help his wife out. So I'm working late. I see the guy. I just happen to strike a conversation with him, start talking to him. So I wrote his number down, and it's on my little, they're still sitting on my little organizer here. And I found out the guy does cement work. He does dump truck work. He does et cetera. So when we started talking to Baptist, I said, Leonard, I need you to register with the city. If you do concrete, you do removal, why not try to get on the contract with North Star? I mean, it might be late, but guess what? He reached out to me, filled out the application, got everything set. His name's sitting with North Star. At some point, I hope to get him in there where at least he can have a few runs of hauling stuff. But the point that I'm making is there are so few businesses, at least from what I'm seeing, that does some of this work. And then obviously some people are not applying for these jobs. No kidding. I called out. So we connected North Star with a company, a Black-owned business, through Jacobs, and then the contract process was, at least let me make sure I'm clear on my words. The bidding on the project was not very clear. So, for example, the young man put in a bid, and he bid on the entire project, right? So, rule of thumb is if the project is, let's say, 12 million, that's usually 2 to maybe 3% of the project from an electrical side of the house. That meaning you're going to do all the electrical work for this project. So that would probably, the bid would be in the ballpark of 1.2 to maybe 1.5 million dollars. Well, come to find out, that's not what the work they wanted him to do. They wanted somebody to hook up trailers. They wanted somebody to do X, Y, and Z, which was small stuff. And then they came back and said, well, our budget is only 40,000. So I'm not understanding my role that well in this job. So I just went back to the owner's rep pretty hard and said, well, I don't understand, because nobody was very clear on what he was to bid on. And you can't fault the guy for, putting in a bid on what he, assumed based off of his work is the normal bidding process. So we're going back and forth on that. And I plan to have a conversation with the owner of the North Star to talk about that. For me, those type of things are important. You call them out and you find out sort of where the lines sit at, because people will blur the lines. I don't know if it's intentional. I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but I think sometimes it's asking the right questions, which I told this young man for future stuff. Maybe it'll be helpful if you make sure you understand what you're bidding on, and that way they'll clear up some things as well. So sorry for that long.
Cliff,
yes, sir.
if you don't mind, maybe we can have Deidre. There's a Deidre in the contracting area, right? Maybe we can have her to come on and talking about how to get in on city contracting, what to do, and that kind of thing. Can we arrange to have her to come on one day?
We can. We are. So Deidre is working closely with me right now. We're revamping our procurement process because we've had a few misses in that area, and we've had some delays in getting projects vetted, going through this right timeline. So we are revamping it, but that's no excuse. She can definitely come on and we can sit here and talk about some of the stuff we are doing.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll schedule her and you to come back on another day. You don't have to be on Tuesday, but any day you're available, because I think it's important, because people need to know what the rules are. When you know what the rules are, you know how to follow the rules. And a good example, you're saying that they say one thing, but then people put in for something else. You got to disconnect. And so we want to make sure that people understand what the city expect, what are the rules, what do you know what I mean? What's
yes,
the requirements to get a contract with the city of Pensacola? I know Brian Wire does a good job at the Minority Chamber. He holds seminars two or three times a year to try to get people prepared, but only a select number of people show up. But maybe the masses might want to hear the same thing.
Yeah, I think you just nailed it. No, and I think that is the key, is the lack of participation, and whatever we can do to amplify that, to get people involved, because and so in my mind, when I look at where we are today and I think about the future, I'm saying if we don't have some of these businesses now, we won't have them in 5 years, we won't have them in 10 years, we won't have them in 20 years. And to me, that's at the detriment of the generation behind us. And I think we got to really look at that deeply to say, man, it's okay to be a plumber. There are plumbers, guys that I know who have, did plumbing their entire lives, and they made it a good life, and they made a good life for themselves. But people got to realize that, and they got to get into some of these businesses, because right now we can't all get into all the good engineering jobs. They're good jobs and we want to be in them, but I'm just saying we got to have a diversification when it comes to some of these other businesses. And to your point, we got to know the biz, we got to know the rules. And so that's, to me, where I come in, and the mayor's gave me free reins. And when I say free reins, he said, Cliff, I want to do what I told the people I want to do. And I can't say that more emphatically. That is my job, to say, how can we close the gap? How can we connect people to opportunities within the city? And I'll give you one more example here. We had the CRA meeting last night, and we had a complaining about Baptist and what's going on in Baptist. And I mean, I think we already knew, we had talked about this at council meetings. Baptist is in the first phase of the demolition. And we said that everything in the first phase would be internal to the building. And so internal means right now they're working on non-friable asbestos. Non-friable is, asbestos that might be connected to caulking, stuff like that. But non-friable, when it's contained the right way, which by Florida statute, by regulations, put in the plastic bag, double sealed, et cetera, put in the dumpster, carried from the dumpster to the site. It's no different than driving in your car with emissions. It's no different than that, because it's a risk. It's an inherent risk that we all take when we drive a car. Dealing with class 2 asbestos is the same example.
Cliff, one of the things that has happened in the past, and I think have discouraged so many African American from applying with the city to bid on contracts, and the bonding process and procurement. It's just that people have felt that in the past that they were locked out anyway from bidding. And so it's often that they won't even apply anymore, even try, because they feel like it's going to be the same old. And the bonding, trying to get bonded for contracts, a lot of times it costs enormous amount of money for some people to get that. So it's many variables, and I agree with Vern. You need to bring some people on to tell people how to really apply, and if they apply, hopefully they won't be discriminated against as have been done in the past and locked out. So I hope you do get the sister on to talk about these contracts and how to apply for it, what they need to do, and all the endeavors of what it entails to make it happen.
Most definitely, we'll definitely get her on board, and I would rather encourage people to at least right now, give it a shot. If you see something out there, apply. Send me a note. Let me know. In my entire time in the Navy, I run the friction points. I run to issues like this here to see what is it we can do to close these gaps. So I embrace that challenge to be able to run to something, and if I can't solve it, or if I can't get to that right solution, I'll be pretty candid on why and why not. And as an example, it might be, well, maybe your bid was over the other person's bid, something along those lines. And I'm just using that's a weak example, but I just want to note that I'm willing to give the feedback to ensure that we can sort of build something that's going to last for at least the next 5 and 10 to 15 years.
All right. Anything else, Cliff?
No, I think that about covers it. Actually, I can't believe it went by that fast.
The time flies when you're having fun.
It does. It does. I really appreciate this. And like I said, Jared, good to meet you. Would love to see you in person. And like I said, I walk this building every day to go talk to the people of Pensacola that's working for the people here. I talk to them. I find out where their pain points are, because I want this to be a place that they want to come to every day, and they feel happy, they feel welcome here. We do have a diverse group of folks that work here for the mayor, and that support the people of Pensacola. And that's throughout our enterprise, not just within City Hall. We own the airport, we own the port facility, we own sanitation, all of that stuff. I've been to all of those sites. I've met most of the people at all our community centers. I've spoken with the employees, and they've asked for help. And where I can help, I'll help them. But when I can't, I'll call them back and let them know, here's the friction point. This is a financial thing. This is why we can't do it. But let's look at other alternatives and opportunities to see what we can do to help you guys.
All right, Cliff. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you again next week. Let's get together about Deidre so we can set up a time. We can bring her on to talk about the requirement procedures and everything. And I really thank you for your time today. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And I'll get with Deidre here today and we'll get something worked out and send you a note.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, all right, y'all. That was Mr. Cliff Collins of the city of Pensacola, an assistant administrator there, working for the city and for Mayor D.C. Reed. Jerry, I got to take a commercial break in just a second here, but you got a comment before we get back. When we come back from the commercial break, I want us to talk about violence versus non-violence as it relates to us, okay? And you had a comment?
No, go ahead. I'll wait till we come back.
Okay, y'all. All right, y'all. We'll be right back in just a few minutes, okay? Stand by.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Stash your money somewhere smarter. With 5.05% APY, Pen Air's high yield checking puts your money to work and earning big. Pen Air Credit Union. Join us.
Are you looking to start your education or to change careers? Pensacola State College is the place for you. We offer bachelor's degrees, 2-year degrees, career certificates, and more, ranging from nursing to welding. Apply today, pensacolaState.edu.
Looking for a moment of faith, hope, and connection? Join us for Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson, live on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 p.m. Call in, share your prayer request, and receive prayer in real time. Mark your calendar starting February 4th. Prayer, Perspective, Power. Only on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio.
Sonia Bay's Botanicals is a local wellness boutique that specializes in infused fruit juices, medicinal herbal tea remedies, clean hair and body care, and herbal infused sea moss gels, which can be purchased 1 for $25 or 2 for $40. This sea moss contains 92 of the body's 102 essential minerals used to increase energy, relieve pain and inflammation, and improve blood pressure and more. From parasite cleanse to detox and weight loss to blood sugar control, Sonia Bay's Botanicals has a natural solution for you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm Agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long's that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
I still have a dream.
The Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, live on Blab TV, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola.
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
You don't want to miss the citywide celebration, downtown Palafox Street in Pensacola, live on Blab TV.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up.
Viola's Menswear, 2727 West Cervantes Street, Pensacola, Florida. Gentlemen, fine clothing at an affordable price. Suits starting at $139. Dress, shoes, hats, and accessories. Here at Viola's Menswear, 2727 West Cervantes Street in Pensacola, Florida. Call today at 429-7146, 2727 West Cervantes Street in Pensacola, Florida.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
But God in heaven, as we come. Mama would say you have been good by us, that you've kept us and spared us and watched over us when we couldn't watch over ourselves. So we stopped by the way to give you thanks and to let you know that we're yet leaning and depending on you for all things. And dear God, you're our source. You're everything to us. And we confess to you right now of our sins, that your keeping power will keep us, that we may be overcomers in these difficult times which we face. Lord God, this is our prayer as we pray in the belovedness of Jesus' name. Our God, our Lord, our Savior, the one that was crucified, in his name we pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3.
All right, time for Vernon. Jerry, good morning again. Folks, my co-host on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Mr. Jerry McIntosh of Movement for Change. Understand that Movement for Change is having an election pretty soon, and you are going to be vying for the presidency again. Is that true, Jerry?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the election was last night.
Oh, was it? Did you get elected?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I didn't have that breaking news. You should have sent me some breaking news. I would have broke it this morning in my news segment.
Yeah, our board, we had some new board members as well. For some new board members added to the board last night. I want to thank them, Sheila Green, Rose, William, and also Bill Snow.
Bill, really? Okay.
Yeah, so we have 3 more new board members, workers, so which is great. So it's starting in February of next month. We'll be in Tallahassee, opposing and some of the things that are going on, or for some of the things that are going on with in the legislative session, with Equal Ground, and people from all over the state of Florida will convene at the State House to address some of the issues that we think have to be addressed. Some of the legislators, even though Florida, the Senate and the House has a supermajority, it's still incumbent upon us to oppose legislation that's going to affect us for years to come and address the high cost of insurance, housing, cuts to medical health insurance, and just so many other things, SNAP programs and all of that. Even though these SNAP programs are federal, that's being cut to certain states and cities. It's incumbent upon us to make sure that we oppose that and continue to fight and struggle to for those who are less fortunate than ourselves, who are unable to go to Tallahassee. We got a bus. There's a bus going to be going for those who want to go. It leaves at 3 o'clock in the morning so that we can be there in time, so you can sleep on the bus on the way and on the way back. So whenever I ride the bus, that's what we usually do. But we going up the day before. We going up on the 3rd. The bus leave on the 4th that morning on the 4th. But we go there because there are meetings taking place before the legislative session to make sure that we know exactly what's going on, so we can inform everyone else that's coming. So that's where we are as far as the legislature. But also, we will be participating in the protests that's taking place no King's Day and all of that. We were involved in it before, but we want to go full blown into it because our children's future is at stake.
Absolutely.
All of our future is at stake because what we fought for in the 60s are being overturned now. The Civil Rights Bill is in the Supreme Court, and most people don't know that. And it's a possibility it could be overturned. That was one of the last vestige of the piece of legislation that we could sue under for discrimination and to make sure that we have rights to go to schools where we want to go to school at, work where we want to work, have opportunities to get contracts with the state, local, and federal government. All of these now are being dismantled. And already, the Trump administration has made it so that African Americans cannot get contracts. All those contracts, people don't realize that in the African American community, contracts that used to come to us that we thought was somewhat guaranteed, even as subcontractors, are no longer available to us. Some 500,000 people with the federal government has been laid off. About 360 or 70,000 Black women who was working with the federal government are no longer there. 100 or so thousand Black men are no longer there. People who were some of the most educated people in the world, generals, all of that are gone now. That was Black because they use diversity, equity, and inclusion as a negative because most of them don't even know what DEI means. But you was displaced under the DEI.
But Jerry, you know what the irony of it is? They're doing the same thing. The same thing they accuse people of doing with DEI. They're doing the same thing with white folks. But it's okay when they're doing it when it benefit white people, but they don't call it that. Hey, Jerry, before we go on, I want you to comment on that, but I want to get on the subject of violence and nonviolence as Dr. King talked about it. You got any parting comments on that before we start that subject?
I was just going to say one of the biggest affirmative action programs in the history of this country has always been in favor of white men, and then after the 60s, white women. But they were the very they were the people that DEI and affirmative action benefited and is still benefiting from, and will continue to benefit from for years to come because of the laws they have put in place for themselves to keep and to disbase you.
Hey, Jerry, I played a certain piece from Dr. King that he did back in, I think it was in 1966, September 27, 1960. He did on 60 Minutes. And we call that piece, I think we called it was called Riots is the Unheard Voice.
The language of the unheard.
The language of the unheard, right. And I was thinking about that. I was listening to that piece, and Dr. King, and rightfully so, was a staunch advocate of nonviolence, okay? But there you had people like H. Rap Brown and maybe Malcolm X and those folks saying that, well, somebody slap you, maybe we ought to slap him back. And my philosophy, if you're out in the mud, you're a pig in the mud. How can I get you out of the mud? I got to get out and have to get in that mud with you to get you out of there. Now, I just want to say this and I want to get your thoughts on it, okay? And then there was a school of thought about which system works better, the system of nonviolence versus the system of violence. We went from 1955 to 1968, and if we went back under nonviolence to see how much gain that black people made in that 13-year period. Well, from 1965 to 1967, when we had riots every summer, and then it seems to me after that things accelerated. Okay, we begin to see some great progress after the riots. I'm all for nonviolent, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you have to get up off and not acting like a floor mat. What are your thoughts?
Well, that nonviolent direct action was a tactic for those who were afraid of defending themselves. And Martin Luther King understood if you went to violence first, it was going to be detrimental to the people because they didn't have the arms and all of that to protect themselves or to defend themselves. Because like even today, they had the police and the sheriffs and all of them was part of the Klan. And you call the police, and the police come and kill you, just like they do today, but not on a level that they did it back then. Now, there is a time when you have to defend yourself. Self-defense is the first law of the land, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to sit back and let somebody come and shoot me, and without trying to defend myself. I'm not going to let nobody hit me. Slap me without defending myself. You slap me, you gonna get some hands laid on you.
Yeah.
So I'm for nonviolence when it works, but then you got to think about the deacon for defense.
Yeah.
You have to think about when the Black Panther Party was talking about defending our community. That's why they went after them so tough, because they were talking about defending themselves. And then because they were winning the hearts and minds of the people, because they was feeding the people, they had nursing program, they had a 12-step program that the government copied to this day. The SNAP program, the free breakfast program, all that was a 12-step program of the Black Panther Party. But most people don't know that, because the only thing they see was some brothers with some Tams on and guns, and that's what they want you to continue to this day, to see that image. But the image wasn't a bad image; it was a good image, because that's what we show when we say we defending ourselves. We show tanks, airplanes, missiles, and all of that. But the most violent people that ever lived is white people. They came violently and took this land. They came violently and took Africa from us. Violence is nothing new among them. They made it, the most violent people made us the violent people through media. And the media was complicit in making us look violent. But we had never been violent people against anybody, except sometime against ourselves. But these people, just like Venezuela, right now, Trump said he's the president of Venezuela. That's what he did yesterday. Because they violently went and took a president out of power, kidnapped him, and put him in jail here. So when you talk about violence, I'm for it as long as I'm defending myself. I'm not going to go out and commit no violence. If I can, I still believe in nonviolent direct action. But as long as we are dealing with policies and legislation, but when it comes to defending myself, I'm defending myself. And
I think that was
anybody to arm themselves so they can defend themselves.
Yeah, I think that was the main differences between the philosophies of MLK and Malcolm X. Malcolm X always advocated defending yourself. And I think Dr. King too, in his own right, but as a tactic, he proposed a nonviolent movement, and which is which works. But you gotta understand, Jerry. Sometimes you got to have what I call a deterrent. If you heard me use this example before, you're gonna hear it again. Now, had black people defended themselves against the Ku Klux Klans, maybe we wouldn't have had many attacks. When the Klan show up at your house, pull you out of your house, string you up, and there's no action. So what will prevent them again? But I would say, had I been in that situation, I know they're gonna come out and string me up. Well, I'm gonna take one or two with you, okay? And when I take one or two with you, the next time they gather to string somebody up, somebody gonna look around and say, "Well, oh, Charlie and Bubba didn't make it the last time, and I got a family here. I need to think about it, because them crazy folks might get me this time." I think it would serve as a deterrent, because there were no deterrent. Then they were just put free to do whatever they wanted to do. The same thing. So I agree with defending yourself, and I see kind of the same parallel going on today in this country with what's going on with the Trump administration and the Democrats and the Republicans. It don't seem like to me the Democrats are defending themselves, okay,
right.
against the Republicans. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think?
Well, I feel the same way, and maybe they have some kind of strategy that we don't know about. But if it is, they need to deploy that strategy so so people will begin to see that there is something out there that they are doing that will help defend the rights of the people of this country. Mm-hmm. You're gonna get more people on your side if they see you defending the democracy, defending legislation, defending healthcare, defending education, defending the SNAP program. It's just a whole host of things that they could be doing. And I know they are trying to do it through legislation, but if you can't do it through legislation, then you got to be out there among the people telling them that this is why these things are not taking place. And so they have done a disservice to themselves by not deploying people like Jasmine Crockett into the community, especially in the Black areas. And I know she's gonna run for Senate, so she can't, she got to appeal to everybody in the state of Texas. But there are others who can carry the water for the Democrat Party, who has the ear and eyes, the ear and compassion of the people, who are compassionate about healthcare, who are compassionate about education, people who are compassionate about Social Security and Medicare and SNAP and free lunch programs that are out there. Those are the people you need to deploy to the community, so that people will know, and rather than continue to get discouraged and disenchanted with the Democrat Party, even though they might vote for them, but they looking at the Democrat Party as a weak party, and you can't appear weak, even though you may be the stronger, because of your legislative stuff that you are doing, but it seems like they're weak when you can deploy people that's not even police officers, who's supposed to be protecting the border, into the cities of Democrat cities and states, and they don't deploy their police to counter. Even though I know the federal government supersedes the states, but that don't mean the states don't have no rights. Yeah. As long, Republican, the first thing they holler, state right, and then the states should have rights as well to protect themselves, protect their people. Because if I was governor of any of those states, I would be out there every day marching with the people, protesting with the people to show that I'm concerned and passionate about my state and about the people that I'm supposed to be representing. And that to me has not been the what the Democrat Party is doing on that level. And I know that's not the panacea to everything, but like they say in the pantheon of everything, something got to give, and somebody got to stand up, or because if we don't stand up, and you saw what the brown shirts did in Germany, I know they just talked about what happened to the Jews in Germany, but there were millions of Africans killed during that time, by Germans. There were also Cecil Rhodes and Leopold and all that. Leopold killed over 20 million people. Cecil Rhodes killed, people get this Cecil Rhodes, a Rhodes Scholar. They don't even realize Cecil Rhodes was one of the most notorious murderers of Africans in the diaspora, on the continent of Africa. But they're proud of that. They're proud to be Rhodes Scholars. That's blood money.
Okay. Hey, Jerry, we're running out of time, but I tell you, we need to have more time. We'll pick it up on Thursday. But when you said that about the Rhodes Scholar, it kind of reminded me of the highest distinction award in the NAACP, which is the Spingarner Award, right? And history have revealed that Spingarner was a spy in the NAACP. So is that award still valid? And are they still honoring him as a? Do you know all that?
I don't know, but I don't even know anybody that talk about it anymore. Nobel, the Nobel Peace Prize, Nobel. He was not no saint. After they took all of the resources and killed people under their name, we are proud to get a Nobel Peace Prize, but Nobel wasn't it. People need to read about these people.
Jerry, I had a junior high school principal say all the time, and I know what he means now. He should say all the time, a little education is a dangerous thing.
Frederick Douglass said that. You can't be a slave if you're educated. They can kill you, but you can't be a slave.
All right, Jerry, we got to get out of here. Right. You got any last parting words in 30 seconds?
Don't forget, on the 4th of February, there's a bus going to Tallahassee. If you want to get on that bus, you can give us a call. Call myself, Derek Scott, Jill Daggs, any bus. We will help you get the information that you need to get on the bus. And it's free. It don't cost you anything. You just have to get up, give a little time. That's all you need to do. Give a little time. And time is something that we have to give if we want to save ourselves and save our future generations.
All right. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry, my co-host on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. on Thursday. He's going to be is Derek going to be on Thursday as well?
I'll check and see. I don't. Derek have so much going on, so I'll check with him and see.
Okay.
But he said he would, but I'll check with him.
All right. Well, tomorrow is Wednesday. I have Charles Thornton on as my co-host on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So he probably going to have some interesting things to say because Charles is a black Republican, y'all, and so it's always fun to have Charles on the show. All right, y'all. I thank you. I appreciate it. Don't forget the MLK parade is on Monday. You probably can still get in if you give them a call. And if not, we won't be on Monday due to the parade, but we'll be back on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. And we'll be on for the rest of the week. So y'all tell everybody about Mornings with Vernon, okay? So they don't miss out on a great show. All right, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
It's time for mornings with Vernon.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings.